Now we are going to see the phylum 2, Coelenterata or Cnidaria. The second phylum, this phylum, all the animals included in this phylum are aquatic animals. That is mostly marine and few are freshwater. Aquatic means live only in water. That is, some of them are marine and very few is a freshwater animal. Then coming to the body, it is a multicellular, that is the body is made up of many cells called as multicellular. Then radially symmetrical animal. What is meant by radially symmetrical animal? We had seen in the last class itself, no? That is, I will give you an example, that is hydra. That is, any plane of cutting divides the animal into equal halves. It is called as radially symmetrical animal. That is the organism, the body parts arranged around the central axis, we call it as radially symmetrical organisms. So, this phylum Coelenterate animals are all radially symmetrical animals. All animals are radially symmetrical animals. Then coming to tissue grade of organization. What is the tissue grade of organization? In the organization itself, I will told you levels of organization. We can see in cellular level. The next one is the tissue level. What is the tissue grade of organization? Here the cells are joined together to form a tissue in the phylum Coelenterata. Here Coelenterata having a tissue body, the body having tissues. So it is called as tissue grade of organization. Then coming to body wall, it is a diploblastic. What is meant by di? Di means two. Okay, so here what will happen is only two layered body wall having an ectoderm, endoderm, and instead of mesoderm it is called as mesoglia. It is a non-cellular jelly-like structure. Here instead of mesoderm the layer is absent, only a true layer, that is ectoderm and endoderm, is present. So it is called as a diploblastic animal. Clear? Then next, gastrovascular cavity. What is meant by gastrovascular cavity? In sponges we had seen, in porifera we had seen what about that is water vascular system, that is canal system. Here one peculiar character is gastrovascular cavity, that is which is a digestive system. Through the digestive system only food enters into the digestive system. In coelenterates, this gastrovascular cavity is called as coelenteron. It is called as coelenteron. So the phylum is named as Coelenterata. That is, organisms having coelenteron are included in the phylum Coelenterata. That is, this coelenteron is a cavity, I told you this coelenteron is like a mouth. That is the topmost, there will be a opening, that is called as mouth. Coelenteron having a opening at the top, that is called as mouth. This mouth will be surrounded by a short tentacles. Okay, the mouth is surrounded by a short tentacles. What is the function of this tentacles means? These tentacles on beating collect the food and it pushes the food into the coelenteron. So these tentacles help in collecting the food. Then addition to that, the tentacles also having some of the stinging cells. Tentacles also having some of the stinging cells. If suppose the animal is disturbed, okay, if suppose a snake is disturbed, what it do? It will come and bite us. Okay, for protecting us, Okay, so here if suppose the coelenteron animal is disturbed, what will happen means the tentacles having the stinging cells is release the sting, some poisonous structure that is called as sting. This, it bites the enemy and it protects it. Okay, the stinging cell is commonly called as nidoblast or nematocyst. Stinging cell is called as nidoblast or nematocyst. Clear? Then coming to polymorphism. Poly means many, morphisms means structure. Poly means many, Morphism means structure. That is, even a single animal having a many structure, different structure. That is variation in structure and function of same species. A single animal having a different body forms and structures and functions, we call it as polymorphism. This is one of the important character of the phylum Coelenterata. Then coming to reproduction, here also two types of reproduction is noticed. First one is asexual reproduction, then second one is sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, I have already told you that in asexual reproduction, that is without the involvement of gamete. What is meant by gametes? That is male and female gametes without the involvement of gametes. That is its body part, vegetative part, body itself produce a young one. It is called as asexual reproduction. Then second one, sexual reproduction means that is fusion of male gamete and female gamete give rise to a young one. That is called as sexual reproduction. A common example for this phylum Coelenterata is hydra and jellyfish. I will show the picture, then you will be clear about this phylum Coelenterata. Look at this picture. This is the structure of jellyfish. In that there is a small string-like structure that is called as tentacles. These tentacles having an iodoblast or stinging cells, which helps in attacking the enemy. Now we are going to see phylum 4, Platyhelminthes. That is, in this phylum all the worms are included, that is commonly flatworms, that is like scale. Like scale, the worms are somewhat flat, so all the flatworms are included in the phylum Platyhelminthes. So it is called as Platyhelminthes. Phylum 4, it is Platyhelminthes. Okay, here first bilaterally symmetrical, that is here body is divided into two equal halves, that is left and right half. Only the cut pass through the central axis. Here it is a bilaterally symmetrical animal. In the previous phylum we had seen it is a radially symmetrical animal. Only the phylum Platyhelminthes only bilateral symmetrical animal we had seen. Then triploplastic. What is meant by tri? Tri means 3. Having a 3 germ layer. What are the 3 germ layers? That is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. That is these 3 layers. Animals having 3 layers are included in this triploplastic. So this phylum Platyhelminthes, all the organisms included in this are triploplastic. Then coming to acoelomate. A means absence of coelom. A means absence of coelom. Here the animals does not possess coelom. There is no body cavity present in this phylum. And most of them are parasitic. What is meant by parasitic? That is, it will attach it to some of the body of the organism and get the nutrition from that organism. That is called as parasite. That is, it is attached to some other body of a living organism and nourishing their nutrition from that organism. We call it as parasite. Mostly these flatworms are parasitic nature. So if it is a parasite means it have to accommodate inside the host. So it have a special adaptation that is called as parasitic adaptation. Nothing but the body is modified to attach it to the host. This worm have two types of attachments, that is the sucker and the hooks. Through the sucker and the hooks, these animals get attached to the host. With the help of these sucker and hooks, these animals get attached to the host. Then coming to excretion. Excretion means elimination of waste or removal of waste from the body. That is, we have kidney for eliminating the waste from the body, no? Like that, for this Platyhelminthes organism, excretion is done by a special type of cell that is called as flame cells. Through the flame cells, all the eliminated waste products are eliminated. Clear? Then hermaphrodite. The term is hermaphrodites. It is male and female reproductive organism in a single individual, that is an animal having a male organ and also a female reproductive organ. Such animals are called as hermaphrodites. It is called as hermaphrodites. It is a single animal having a male reproductive part and also a female reproductive part. Then a very good example for this phylum Platyhelminthes is liver fluke. That is, liver fluke is commonly present in the liver of sheep. It is a parasite, no? I will told you it is a parasite. So this parasite lives in the liver of a sheep. Then second one, tapeworm. A very good example for this parasite in human is tapeworm. That is, even our stomach having this intestine, small intestine having a worm that is called as tapeworm. It lives as a parasite in our body itself. Then I will show the picture of liver fluke and tapeworm. You will be clear. In this picture, left side is a liver fluke, on the right side is a tapeworm. These two are flatworms included in the phylum Platyhelminthes. This liver fluke is a parasite which is present in the sheep, and the tapeworm is a parasite which lives in the intestine of the human being.